Alright, so if many of you are not aware, Kaiju No.8 has officially ended, at least in manga, and I just kind of want to give my thoughts on it real quick before I go to work, and I liked it. I really liked the ending, so yeah, let's just chat about it. If you're not aware, I just got back from Japan like a few days ago. My room's kind of a mess, so I'm recording here. I got a bunch of cool kaiju merch and whatnot. Like back here, I got all these new plushies. I got Iharu, Kikoru, and I got a bunch of little acrylic stand. Also, I came back from Anime Expo, so that was pretty fun. I'll probably do a Japan video on my other channel at some point, but let's just jump straight into the chapter. I honestly like the chapter. I know some people are kind of mixed on the chapter, saying, oh, it was bad, it was rushed, another good manga, like, kind of ended terribly, blah, blah, blah. But me personally, I don't really think so. I know some of the complaints people have said is the fact that they didn't get to see Kafka and Mina end up together. But if you read the series from the very beginning, they were never really romantically involved. They were more like friends, like best friends who just wanted to be next to each other. And towards the end of this chapter, pretty much Mina acknowledges Kafka, hey, you're part of the team, I'm glad to have you by my side. So she finally acknowledges him to be her equal, which I think was really amazing. Essentially, the chapter kicks off with Kafka waking up after a coma months later to find out everything has pretty much changed. The world hasn't like fully stopped after the number 9 destroyed pretty much everything. Kaijus are still there. Kaijus are going to be a natural occurrence, kind of like how thunderstorms are always going to happen. Doesn't matter if you like stop one thunderstorm, it's always going to happen. It's a force of nature. Same thing with kaijus. Kaijus are a force of nature. They're always going to be there. So it shows how the rest of the defense force has kind of moved on, has kind of evolved, with Koro becoming a vice commander in the 1st division, with Naomi still being Naomi, with some of the other members becoming like chairman, becoming platoon leaders, basically having their lives set. And Kafka's just reminiscing, saying, damn, I still have my powers, which is honestly pretty cool. The world doesn't know I'm Kaiju No.8, which the defense corps keeps it a secret because they don't want it to leak that Kafka is like a human who can turn into a kaiju, because that will turn into a huge scandal, into a huge mess. But I really like the chapter, Kafka's inner thoughts. Plus, I love his new design with like his weird bearded look and how skinny he looks. I think it's pretty cool. It's a big improvement from when he was like this big buff dude. He was kind of fat, to be honest, because Kafka is kind of fat. But I really like the improvement that they did here. Like, they showed him just like struggling. I really like this look. And one of my favorite panels is when they show, I'm finally home, I finally found a family. It's probably my favorite panel, especially when Rendo tells him, hey, welcome back, we've been waiting for you. And it's really cool. You see some flashbacks where Kafka was like thinking how before he was considered family in the defense force, he was considered a monster. Everyone hated him, everyone feared him, but now everyone adores him. And the defense force, they view him as a hero, they view him as their own, which is honestly amazing, because all Kafka ever wanted to do was be part of something. He just wanted to be fit in, because his entire life felt essentially powerless. He couldn't do a damn thing. He always felt the defense force academy training, but now with this new kaiju ability, he was able to move on and do stuff. Yeah, Kikoru, she moved on. She became one of the strongest, but at what cost? She lost her father. But in the sacrifice of General Isao, Kafka now has the ability to pretty much fit in. To fit in. Pretty much the end of the series, or the end of the final few pages, it shows Kafka saving himself, saving kids who are about to be attacked by kaiju. And it kind of reminisces from the very first chapter where Kafka and Mina were little and they were trying to save each other from this kaiju. But in this circumstance, Kafka's the one that jumps in and saves these kids and reveals his identity to the world, that he is Kaiju No.8, which I really liked. It gave me cool Iron Man 1 endings where Tony Stark pretty much says, screw it, I'm Iron Man. The world finds out. Same thing with this. Kafka tells the world, I'm Kaiju No.8. I'm always going to be Kaiju No.8. Occasionally, I'll save people. But yeah, I don't care if the world knows who I am. I don't care if the world knows if I'm a monster. I am a monster. But who's here to defend humanity? I think that was pretty cool. I think it was a really good way to show the series ending, how everything wrapped up, because it's essentially Kafka's story. Like, you gotta think about it like this. It's Kafka's story. Yeah, some of the other characters did get their shine. And yeah, I really, really like this chapter. I have to read it a few times because it made me sad. Like, it truthfully made me sad. Used to see one of my favorite series, and it's been one of my favorite series for like a long time. I started this series back in chapter 7, back in 2020. It was right then I decided I'm gonna get a Kaiju No.8 tattoo. I don't care if the series fails, but it's literally been my favorite thing. I've cosplayed a few of the characters. I've made armor for some of these characters. And like, it's had such a huge impact in my adult life that I genuinely just feel kind of sad and very empathetic towards these characters. So for it to finally end, it just kind of hurts. Like, truthfully, like, you guys ever like grew up with something and it ends and you're like, damn. Yeah, that's pretty much me with Kaiju No.8, because I really do not want this series to end. But there is a possibility that there might be a continuation, according to the author Matsumoto. See you next writing, whatever the hell that means, because apparently the series was left open-ended for the possibility of a sequel. Some people are saying, no, this doesn't need a sequel. Me, I would love a sequel, because there's so much that could be explored within the world. You could explore America, you could explore some other regions of the world, what all these characters are gonna do. Like, it just feels like it was left open-ended for a reason, that a sequel could happen. But will it? I honestly don't know. Regardless, I really enjoyed the series, given its ups and downs, given the weird scheduling. Thank you, Matsumoto, for past 5 years. You did an incredible job. Thank you for all these characters. And yeah, it's just one of my favorite series of all time. I don't care what anyone thinks. I really, really like Kaiju No.8. So yeah, I'll catch you guys on my next one. Besides that, season 2 actually airs this weekend, so I'm very, very ecstatic for that. So I'll probably be doing a video on that. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on the ending. I'm very sad. I love the ending. I don't care what anyone says. I think it was a really good conclusion to Kafka's character. Yeah, they could have shown off a little bit more of the other characters, like a little bit more love to Reno, a little bit more Mina interaction, because I would have loved more interaction between both of them. But hey, maybe they could do a spin-off or something like that. But yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.